From the moment it first took to the skies in the late 1970s, the A-18 Hornet proved itself to be more than just another fighter jet. It was a multi-role workhorse, an aircraft that could fight in the skies, strike targets on the ground, and land on the pitching deck of an aircraft carrier, all in the same mission. For over 4 decades, the Hornet has been at the heart of U.S. naval aviation, serving in conflicts across the globe and setting the stage for its successor, the Super Hornet. The story of the Hornet begins in the 1970s, when the U.S. Navy was searching for a new fighter to replace aging aircraft like the F-4 Phantom II, the A-7 Corsair II, and even some early F-14 Tomcats. The service wanted a versatile aircraft capable of both fleet defense and ground attack, something that could merge the fighter's speed and agility with the strike aircraft's payload capacity. The lightweight fighter program provided the springboard. The U.S. Air Force selected the YF-16, but the Navy found its requirements better met by Northrop's YF-17, which had twin engines, seen as essential for overwater operations. In 1975, McDonnell Douglas partnered with Northrop to redesign the YF-17 into a rugged, carrier-capable aircraft. The redesign was no small feat. The Hornet needed reinforced landing gear for the shock of carrier landings, folding wings for storage below deck, a stronger tailhook, and corrosion-resistant coatings for life at sea. Engineers also integrated advanced avionics and radar that gave the Hornet superior situational awareness compared to its predecessors. By the late 1970s, the Navy had its new jet, the F-A-18 Hornet, the first U.S. aircraft to officially carry the FA designation, signaling its dual role as both fighter and attack platform. The Hornet's design was a careful balance of agility and survivability. Its twin General Electric F404 turbofan engines produced more than 32,000 pounds of combined thrust, giving it excellent maneuverability, high thrust-to-weight ratio, and reliability, important for long missions over the ocean. Capable of speeds up to Mach 1.8, and with a service ceiling over 50,000 feet, the Hornet could hold its own in a dogfight. But its true strength was versatility. With 9 external hardpoints, the Hornet could carry a mix of AIM-9 Sidewinders, AIM-7 Sparrows, AIM-120 AMRAAMs, harpoons, precision-guided bombs, and cluster munitions, all in one sortie. Its avionics suite was ahead of its time. Multifunction displays gave pilots the ability to switch from air-to-air combat to bombing mode with just a few button presses. The APG-65 radar system provided long-range tracking and engagement capabilities, and fly-by-wire controls gave the Hornet unmatched agility, making it forgiving for new pilots yet razor-sharp for veterans. The Hornet was designed not just to fight, but to survive. Its engines were placed far apart to minimize the risk of both being disabled from a single hit, and the airframe was engineered with redundancy in its flight systems. Pilots often praised the aircraft's reliability and handling, especially compared to earlier Navy jets like the F-4 Phantom. The Hornet's first taste of combat came in 1986 during Operation El Dorado Canyon, the U.S. airstrike against Libya. Hornets flew suppression of enemy air defense missions, knocking out Libyan radars and surface-to-air missile batteries. But it was in Operation Desert Storm in 1991 that the Hornet made its name. On the first day of the war, a pair of Hornets from the USS Saratoga were en route to bomb an airfield when they were jumped by Iraqi MiG-21s. Within moments, both enemy aircraft were shot down with air-to-air missiles. Without missing a beat, the Hornets continued on and struck their original targets, a perfect showcase of the aircraft's dual capabilities. During Desert Storm, Hornets flew more than 4,000 sorties, attacking airfields, command centers, and armored formations. They proved invaluable in the suppression of Iraqi air defenses and precision strikes against critical infrastructure. The Hornet's service didn't stop there. It flew missions over the Balkans in the 1990s, enforcing no-fly zones and later striking Serbian targets during Operation Allied Force. After 9/11, Hornets were again at the forefront in Afghanistan and Iraq, launching from carriers in the Arabian Sea and Persian Gulf to deliver precision-guided bombs against Taliban and insurgent positions. U.S. Marine Corps Hornets provided critical close air support to ground forces, proving that the aircraft wasn't just for the Navy's carriers, it was equally effective from land bases. International operators also put the Hornet to work. Canadian CF-18s joined Desert Storm and later NATO missions, while Australian Hornets struck ISIS targets in the Middle East. Switzerland and Finland use them as their primary air defense fighters, and Spain flies them as well. The Hornet became a truly global aircraft. Beyond combat, the Hornet became a household name thanks to the U.S. Navy's Blue Angels demonstration team. Since 1986, the Blue Angels have flown the Hornet in dazzling displays of precision aerobatics, showcasing the jet's agility to millions of spectators worldwide. Its iconic blue and gold livery became almost as famous as its combat achievements, ensuring the Hornet would be remembered by both aviation enthusiasts and the general public. Over its life, the Hornet underwent multiple upgrades. The A-18C and D models introduced improved avionics, night attack capability, and better radar systems. The two-seat D version became a favorite for training, electronic warfare, and forward air control roles. The ultimate evolution was the A-18EF Super Hornet, a larger, more advanced version with increased range, payload, and stealthier features. While technically a new aircraft, it carried forward the DNA of the original Hornet. Today, the Super Hornet remains the backbone of U.S. Navy carrier aviation. The Hornet changed naval aviation. It replaced multiple aircraft types with a single, multi-role platform, reducing costs and simplifying logistics. It influenced how future fighters, including the F-35 Lightning II, were designed with multi-role flexibility in mind. For over 40 years, the Hornet has defended fleets, supported ground troops, and carried out precision strikes across the globe. Its combat record speaks volumes: reliable, adaptable, and successful in nearly every role assigned to it. Even as many original Hornets are retired, their legacy lives on, not only in the Super Hornet, but also in the memories of the countless pilots who trusted their lives to its twin engines and cutting-edge design. The F-18 Hornet is more than just a fighter jet. It is the embodiment of versatility and reliability. From its scrappy beginnings as the YF-17 to its role as the Navy's premier strike fighter, the Hornet earned its place in aviation history. It has taken off from the decks of carriers in every ocean, fought in wars from the deserts of Iraq to the mountains of Afghanistan, and thrilled crowds in air shows around the world. The Hornet's story is one of success, adaptability, and endurance. Its roar has echoed for more than 4 decades, and even as the Super Hornet and F-35 take center stage, the legacy of the F-18 Hornet will never fade.